Madame, Monsieur.
Pandemic in Cameroon keeps rising. Today, 1,621 persons are positive for the COVID-19 pandemic, with 56 deaths recorded in Cameroon. Details and more in this newscast.
Le coronavirus au Cameroun, plus de 1600 cas confirmés à ce jour. Dernière statistique du ministère de la Santé publique, alors qu'un haut responsable d'entreprise publique vient d'être frappé par la maladie. Le directeur général du chantier naval industriel du Cameroun est mort des suites de Covid-19. C'était hier à Douala. Madame, Monsieur, bienvenue aux 20h. Merci de nous écouter. D'abord, cet incendie survenu à la boulangerie Saker dans le 3e arrondissement de Douala au quartier Lokbaba. Vous le voyez en image, le feu est parti de la cuve à carburant alimentant les fours de la boulangerie. Des flammes qui ont endommagé ces fours, consumé un groupe électrogène, un véhicule de tourisme situé à proximité de cette boulangerie ainsi qu'une salle de classe se trouvant à proximité de la boulangerie. Les équipes de sapeurs-pompiers sont rapidement intervenues pour circonscrire la propagation des flammes. C'était ce matin de dimanche. Déjà 56 décès de coronavirus au Cameroun pour 1621 cas confirmés à ce jour. Dernier pointage du ministère de la Santé publique, vous le voyez, ce tweet du ministre Manaouda Malachi qui indique que 102 cas ont été enregistrés ce dimanche, dont 20 à Yaoundé et 83 à Douala, pour 786 guéris cependant pour 56 décès. Le total donc de cas confirmés à ce jour est de 1621 cas. Cette pandémie du coronavirus affecte le mois de Ramadan. Ce mois de pénitence et de dévotion pour les fidèles musulmans se déroule sans grand rassemblement comme d'habitude, notamment dans les espaces de mosquées. Le gouvernement a déconseillé les grands rassemblements pour limiter les contacts entre les personnes. Distanciation sociale oblige, une mesure phare dans les mesures dictées par les pouvoirs publics pour contrer la propagation du virus. Reportage Aïk Cyril dans le centre. Aïk Cyril qui revient donc sur le mois de Ramadan qui se déroule donc sans grand rassemblement, notamment dans les mosquées. Les mesures de distanciation sociale devraient être respectées. Les pouvoirs publics ont déconseillé les grands rassemblements comme d'habitude pendant ce mois de dévotion et de pénitence sur les fidèles musulmans. Le constat de Aïk Cyril dans la région du centre.
Les fidèles musulmans en ont l'habitude, mais en ce mois de jeûne du Ramadan, ils sont particulièrement encore interpellés sur le respect des règles d'hygiène. Bien se laver les mains pendant les ablutions avant la prière. En Banjok, dans le département de la Haute-Sanaga, les autorités religieuses sont mises à contribution dans la lutte contre la propagation du coronavirus.
Nous avons tout de suite convoqué une rencontre avec les responsables de la commune, certains chefs de service, les ministres de culte, bien entendu les présidents des associations de transporteurs et de mototaxis, afin de définir le rôle de chacun en ce qui concernera ces différentes stratégies de réponse au Covid-19 dans nos arrondissements.
Dans les chapelles de Mbandjok, les mesures de distanciation sont respectées, tandis que dans les bureaux administratifs, obligation est faite aux usagers qui sollicitent un service de se laver les mains.
Vous avez vu le solo avec le savon à l'entrée. Donc tous les usagers qui entrent ici sont tenus, n'est-ce pas, de se laver d'abord les mains et de se désinfecter les mains aussi avant de se faire servir.
Mais là où la riposte contre le coronavirus prend du plomb dans l'aile en Banjok, c'est dans les marchés et autres carrefours. Les populations ont du mal à aborder le cache-nez et la distanciation sociale n'est pas du tout respectée. Mais il y a plus grave. Pour fuir l'oisiveté, les élèves renvoyés au quartier depuis la fermeture des écoles organisent des rassemblements dans des stades de football.
L'une des difficultés rencontrées est celle de la vente des boissons traditionnelles qui regroupent généralement un grand nombre de nos populations qui sont immédiatement distraites. Les jeunes qui ont été renvoyés à la maison sont pour la plupart oisifs et ont pris la mauvaise habitude de se regrouper dans les stades, le foot et d'autres lieux publics de la ville de Banjo.
Face au non-respect par les populations des mesures barrières contre le coronavirus, le sous-préfet de l'arrondissement de Mbandjok, dans un communiqué, rappelle aux contrevenants qu'ils s'exposent aux sanctions.
Nous vous le disions, 56 décès de coronavirus à ce jour, dont 20 décès à Yaoundé et 83 à Douala, la ville de Douala fortement frappée donc par la maladie. Et parmi les décédés de ces dernières 24 heures, il y a Alfred Mbeng Fogwe, c'est celui qui était jusque-là directeur général du chantier naval et industriel du Cameroun. Il est décédé hier à l'hôpital Lakintini de Douala. Il était à la tête du chantier naval depuis 2014. Il est donc mort des suites de Covid-19. Il a été porté en terre ce dimanche dans la pure discrétion d'après les usages en la matière. La commune de Dimako, dans la région de l'Est, a un défi bien titanesque. Solder une dette de plusieurs millions de francs CFA laissée par l'ancien exécutif. Le nouvel exécutif qui vient d'être placé en fonction devrait donc solder cette dette avant de se pencher sur les projets de développement socio-économique. Le constat de Benjamin Issam à l'Est.
Rêve d'un mieux vivre au cours des 5 prochaines années. Son exécutif municipal, issu des dernières élections municipales, nourrit cette ambition malgré la lourde dette économique et sociale héritée de l'ancien exécutif municipal. Il s'agit notamment de la dette contractée auprès du FECOM pour des projets économiques et envers les prestataires, mais aussi de la dette sociale auprès de la CNPS relative aux droits des pensionnés, des employés de la commune et des financements de projets sociaux des populations riveraines. Une dette globale évaluée à plusieurs millions de francs qui plombe déjà l'envol socio-économique de la commune de Dimako. Malgré tout, les conseillers viennent d'approuver le compte administratif et de gestion comptable 2019 évalué à 388 millions en recettes et 350 millions de francs de dépenses, soit un excédent des recettes sur les dépenses de plus de 37 millions de francs.
C'est un compte administratif qui est un peu moins de 400 millions qui vient d'être adopté et qui nous a permis d'être satisfaits justement par la cuvée des conseillers que nous avons au sein du conseil, où nous avons beaucoup d'expertise qui nous ont aidés valablement à peser et à sous-peser ces documents qui nous ont été soumis, et nous les avons jugés acceptables et valables, et ce qui a été traduit par l'adoption à l'unanimité des documents. Et ça a été l'occasion aussi pour notre début de mandat de soumettre un certain nombre de délibérations pour pouvoir nous permettre effectivement d'acter dans la réalité quotidienne.
Le préfet du département du Oignon a tenu à encourager le jeune exécutif municipal à persévérer malgré quelques difficultés.
Le maire examinait un compte administratif dont il n'a pas été le gestionnaire, mais c'est les usages. J'ai tenu à être personnellement là, compte tenu de la spécificité de cette commune qui ploie quand même sous le poids d'une dette abyssale. Je suis satisfait de la qualité des débats et des préoccupations des conseillers municipaux.
Quant à l'exécutif municipal, il entend booster le développement socio-économique de ces populations.
À présent, la deuxième partie de ce 20h avec vous, Youssef Nazer. Good evening.
Thank you, Donabris Kamgan. Good evening to you and to our viewers. Good evening once more. Thanks for joining me in this second part of the 8 p.m. newscast on Equinox Television. We begin with this fire incident which occurred this morning in the nation's economic capital, Douala, early this Sunday at about 10:15 a.m. Flames generated at the fuel tank supplying the ovens of the Saker bakery in the Logbaba neighborhood here in Douala. The Ngozi Rescue Center was alerted. The firefighting unit succeeded to quench the flames that had already damaged the ovens, consumed a generator, a passenger vehicle, and a classroom in a building next to the Saker bakery. No one sustained injury or died as a result of the fire incident. The Social Democratic Front Party has come out official to react as well on the Commission of Inquiry reports that revealed the military was responsible for the Ngarbu massacre on the 14th of February 2020. The Nigerian Frondis Party, though claps for the commission, however, states that the naked truth of this case remains implacable and establishes certain hitherto refuted facts, notably that separatist groups and other armed groups continue opposing the National Defense and Security Forces in the northwest and southwest regions, and that there is indeed a civil war. These armed groups have, in the course of time, developed a tactic of hiding within the population and using them as human shields. This population is unwilling to act as such, but they have no choice and do so out of fear of reprisal. The so-called security operations undertaken by the army, which aim at neutralizing the armed separatists, are becoming exceedingly difficult. It is practically impossible in several situations to wage a clean war, namely to attack only armed men. Use of self-defense groups by the army to fight against the enemies, that it is impossible to restore republican order by outsourcing the sovereign role of the defense and security forces to dubious groups, and that the modus operandi of this disastrous operation is identical to many other equally scandalous operations of the military. The SDF says the Ngarbu incident should be a serious lesson which should be avoided never to repeat itself anywhere. The party concluded by extending condolences to the bereaved families. We now talk about the COVID-19 pandemic in Cameroon to indicate that 103 new cases have been announced this evening by Dr. Manauda Malachi, Minister of Public Health, thus 20 in Yaoundé and 83 in Douala, totaling 1,621 positive cases in Cameroon now, including 779 active ones, with 12 on oxygen and 118 hospitalized. 786 recoveries have been recorded this day, with 56 deaths. Dr. Manauda Malachi, in a tweet this Sunday evening, invites Cameroonians to adhere to barrier measures, particularly wearing of a mask when going out, while stressing stay home is the better option. And still in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic, Fogwe Alfred Mbeng, who was serving as general manager of the National Shipyard Engineering Company, known in French as Chantier Naval, has reportedly died Saturday, April the 25th, at the Douala Lakentini Hospital of the COVID-19. Family sources say he manifested all related COVID-19 complications. Fogwe hailed from Noni subdivision in the Boué division of the northwest region of Cameroon. He was a civil engineer by training and was also the Secretary General of the National Order of Civil Engineers. The Northwest elite was also active in politics, being Noni CPDM section president. Fogwe Alfred Mbeng schooled at Ombe Technical College, and he was buried immediately after his death Saturday. And we now talk about measures being taken by the regional delegates of the animals, livestock, and animal husbandry that's in the Little Wild region, in order to ensure beef sold to the population of Douala for consumption is safe from COVID-19 infection. The Little Wild regional delegates of livestock, fisheries, and animal industries, Sanusa Al-Haji, and his team, notably personnel from the veterinary services in the Little Wild region, after ordering butchers and beef vendors to stay home this day, stormed the Douala slaughterhouse for a thorough disinfection exercise. The disinfection exercise was carried out in the ranch the yards and inside the slaughterhouse with all the facilities disinfected under strict inspection by the Litowa Regional Delegates of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Industries. Sanusa Al-Haji, and is coming at a time when the population have been complaining of the fact that beef is poorly handled before selling to the population of Douala for consumption. Let's now have an excerpt of one of the personnel in the veterinary services in the Litowa region.
La délégation d'arrondissement Binepia Douala 4e.
My names are Madame Keng Beza Épouse Mbelem Prudencia. Happening here actually, our delegates of Minikia decided that this particular day should be used in order to disinfect where they are slaughtering animals. This is in connection with the pandemic which is outside ravaging the world. So he deemed it necessary to come and disinfect this place so that we should at least have good quality meat, and the personnel who are also here should be protected from the virus which is outside killing the world. But we leave everything at the mercy of God. That whatsoever thing we are doing here, God should be there to protect those who are working here.
Okay. And some youths in the southwest region of the country have called on their peers to be patriotic and Republican by joining the government of Cameroon to fight against the coronavirus pandemic by adhering to the barrier measures adopted by the government of Cameroon and equally sticking to the hygiene rules prescribed by the World Health Organization. They were speaking in Boya in the southwest region today during a sensitization campaign as equally a contribution to the fight against the coronavirus. Derijoto tells us more.
They are young and say others should follow their example in the fight against coronavirus.
You can share this face mask, they'll get dirty. You need new ones, so we'll teach you how to make yours. And workshop is coming next week Friday, Saturday for teach you.
Today, Ngasa Melin, National President of Renew Mind Leaders, and his kind are taking the preventive campaign measures from one part of the town of Boya to another.
As young people, we can contribute to fight COVID-19. As young people, we cannot be quiet at this time.
The number of confirmed cases are still on the rise, and no one is in the know as to when this ugly present will be history. To these youth, the time to save is now.
And how we can engage young people to be at the forefront on how they can contribute in their society. So I want to especially thank you all, and if you are a young person listening to me out there, I want to challenge you that you have a role to play. Cameroon is the young people, and the young people is Cameroon.
Appreciating the thought and actions of these young Cameroonians in the fight against COVID-19.
This face mask, this sanitizer, we can teach you that they will make this, so you should know where you have to make a human.
Many say it is a true demonstration of love for fatherland.
Sanitizer human. So this information on the one way is very, very important.
Derijato reporting there on youths who are calling on their peers across the country to be patriotic by helping the government of Cameroon knock out the COVID-19 pandemic in order to live a healthy life. We still in the light of the coronavirus. This time we're moving to Limbe, still in the southwest region, where our correspondent Davidson Maimo is saying that the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic is very disastrous, that has affected economic operators, and the equally skyrocketed prices of basic commodities, thereby a burden to households. His report.
The outbreak of the coronavirus in Cameroon has either make or mar some businesses. For example, the brewery industry has witnessed a drop in its sales due to the shutting down of drinking spots by 6 p.m. Some business persons affiliated to this line of business, such as nightclubs, chicken parlors, snack bars, and unlicenses, have temporarily folded up, with the workers temporarily laid off as payment of salaries is from the sales made. Equally, hotels, brothels, and inns are all shadow of themselves, with limited or no customers at all. all. Some institutions have suspended work with salary inclusive. On the other hand, some business persons dealing in goods in high demand, such as basic goods, have made good profit, while others have simply made more than 100% profit through the creation of artificial scarcity, drastically increasing the prices of goods at the detriment of the consumer.
We are experiencing increase in prices of goods.
All things in the market are expensive now.
Those who are supplying for us in Douala want to sell in their own price.
The elastic, 1 meter for 50, now it's 100. And the elastic is not even there in the market.
Gari that was being sold 5-4 cups for 200. It's now being sold 2.5 cups for 200.
Something that you used to buy for 500, they sell it for you for 1,000.
It is in this regard that the Regional Delegation of Commerce in the Southwest region put in place a task force to investigate and bring to book business persons that are exploiting consumers.
During this period of crisis, our objective is to ensure that products are available in the market and that official prices of products of primary necessities are being respected. We have deployed control teams on the field all over the region to ensure that these prices are respected.
The Regional Chief of Center of Commerce say consumers in the Southwest should not fail to report anyone creating artificial scarcity of basic goods.
The message we have for consumers is very simple. Immediately they get to a shop where they think that they have been cheated in terms of high prices, they should just come and denounce at the delegation and we will know what to do to track down the defaulters.
Everything being equal, the present situation in Cameroon, especially in towns and cities, have seen the commoner most affected.
Environmentalists say the environment should be saved first before anything. They note that without a healthy environment, there will be no healthy population. One of the environmentalists, Louis Kembe, says the Anglophone crisis coupled with the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic have destroyed the environment completely, and that the poor environment will lead to the contraction of the COVID-19 pandemic. Derry Jotto reports.
This is the lone water source of Wotolo village in Boya subdivision. At least 10,000 people depends on this spring to quench their thirst. But unfortunately, activities like farming around here is drying up the stream rapidly. And today the Environment and Rural Development Foundation, ERUDEV, is commemorating the 50th anniversary of World Earth Day by carrying out tree planting around this Wotolo stream to harness the water source. Louis Kembe is the founder of ERUDEV.
This is Wotolo water source, where we are working with the communities to plant 200 trees to protect the water catchment, and they say it's safest water catchment, water supply source in Boya, and they have secured community interest to protect it.
It is a joint responsibility to nurture these trees to maturity. The team members of this environmental friendly organization sensitized the community. Earlier in a press conference, ERUDEV revealed its theme for the 2020 World Earth Day celebration: change management in a changing climate. Climate is changing. The Anglophone crisis and COVID-19 pandemic have all affected the environment, and the Cameroon government should treat the environment as a priority, which everything depends on.
And of course, COVID-19, as I earlier said, is there. We say people should remain in isolation, and they're there in the forest in their thousands. What's happening to the wildlife in this area? What's happening to the ecosystem? This is what we're talking about. If the government is serious, the government needs to include the reconstruction program that brings into focus the environment. Fund. We need to fund the environment because 70% of Cameroonians living in the north and southwest primarily depend on the environment.
For Mother Earth to take care of us, we must first protect it.
A healthy environment equals a healthy population. That ends this 8 p.m. bilingual newscast on Equinox Television. Thanks so much for watching. Do have a wonderful evening. Tomorrow is another day. Donabris Kamgan. Bonne soirée à vous et à demain.
Excellente soirée.
Merci.
Madame, monsieur, merci de préférer notre antenne pour vous informer. Restez sur Equinox Télévision. Nos programmes se poursuivent. Très bon dimanche à tous.